Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Frater Autrius Horace here from Lansing Grail Priory TTO. First of all, I'd like to show you my new desk mat here with the TTO logo, so you don't have to look at my other dirty desk mat anymore. And I'm using this in future videos. I really like it. I got it off Printify for $10, and they'll do custom logos and designs on desk mats and pretty much anything cloth you can print on. But really happy with this. They did a great job. The color's a little uneven in my lighting here, but it is definitely a solid color all the way across. It's not more orange here than it is red on this side. It's just an artifact of my lighting and camera, but very happy with it. This will be my new background for my unboxing videos in the future, so I hope you like it. I'm going to start off today with what we're going to call Marcelo Motta on a budget. I've previously reviewed or unboxed the original version of this in episode 4, and I actually unboxed this copy back in episode 7. If you're interested, you can go back and look on those. But the story is basically the Societas Ordo Templi Orientis republished a lot of Motta's material in 87, I believe it was. It says here. Yes, in 87. And part of what they republished was Motta's commentary on Magic and Theory and Practice, also known as Book 4, Part 3. The only thing was they had published the first part before Motta passed, and the second part that was in process of being published, and he died I think 2 weeks before it came out. And one of his students, Ben Stone, who is mentioned here in the intro, absconded with the Motta's commentary on the second half of book, or on Theory and Practice here. So they had to go ahead and publish it as it was without Motta's commentary. Ben Stone went on to publish a hard copy of his own. It is extremely scarce. I think I found one copy online or for sale on the internet, and it is ridiculously expensive for what it is. But looks like David Burson here, who was also a student of Motta's at the time, somehow either had a copy or got a copy from Ben Stone, and this is the entire Magic and Theory and Practice with Motta's commentary. So I'm very glad to have a copy of this. As you can see here, Motta's commentary is in italics throughout the book. This is print on demand, so it is not the best material wise. I mean, it's kind of, I don't know if you can see very well there, but it is it's not the best, and it is a big thick heavy book, so it's definitely not printed to last. But if you want a copy of Motta's complete commentary of Magic and Theory and Practice for a reasonable price, this is your only option right now, unless you want to go track down a digital copy. I believe this was $65. It is available on Lulu. I will put a link in the description down below if you're interested in getting a copy. But I've already looked at this and talked about this. Oh, looks like David himself has put some commentary in here. So, interesting. But I went back to their Lulu page, and I had found, here we go, got my fancy Japanese style box opener. I found a couple more books that Burson has put out in a so-called second edition. I wanted to show off. One of which I was very happy to see in a reprinted edition. I'm going to start off here with the one that started it all, so to speak. Just a second. And that's going to be, that's my cat Mocha. You've never met her before. She's kind of being a pain in the butt tonight. Motta's Commentaries on Liberal. This is called the second edition. Well, actually, it doesn't say it here on the front. But this is also a Lulu print on demand. You can see the table of contents there on the back. Again, it's not the greatest quality as far as the binding goes, but you know what, this book, this one was around $30, I believe. Somewhere between 30 and 60, but I think it was closer to the lower end of the spectrum for reasons I will show you. But this is the book that caused Hymenius Beta to cut ties with Marcelo Motta. And if you'd like a little more information on that, you can watch my episode number 8, where I did the unboxing of the Jerry Cornelius's Red Flame, where he has a quote in one of his Red Flames of from HB, as that's why he cut ties with Motta, was because Motta had published his commentary on Liberal. But you can see it's basically Liberal with Crowley's commentary. I'm not sure what version of Crowley's comment this is. Cat's over here driving me nuts. I would guess that it's comment D. I'm sure it probably says in here somewhere. You're seeing this for the first time the same time as I am, so I'm not 100% sure. There's the Motta's introduction to it here from 1975. There was a Weiser version of this put out, I want to say in the late 70s, early 80s. And then there was also a reprint by the SOTO. Here we go, yeah. 75 it was reprinted by SOTO, and then 2009, and then 2019, which will be this one, this particular version here. But if you're interested in a little more history and background on that, the original versions, go back and watch my first Marcelo Motta unboxing video. I believe it was episode number 4. Sorry. Cat issues. If you have cats, you'll understand. Let's see here. A new publication of Commentaries by Aleister Crowley and other, I'm pleased to call it a monument of initiation wrapped in a gold mine of insight. In this particular volume, first issued in the 70s, Era Vulgaria, I was living in New Orleans, and I found it to be just that talisman of manifested wisdom to excite my aspiration and interest to greater heights. I still cherish my original copy, knowing with the years how rare it has become. He's not wrong. He gives a little background on here. I'll leave here on the screen. I'm sure it's It should be readable, I think, if you want to pause it and get a little story of background history of how this came about. And it says here, I present to the world a second edition of the Commentaries of Al by Aleister Crowley, with a commentary by my superior, whose insights have given me so much over these many years of meditation, ceremony, and work with regards to insight and initiation. So definitely, if you're interested in Motta's commentary, it's finally available in a affordable version, a print-on-demand version. If you want a hard copy, I mean, I'm sure you can definitely find e-copies, PDFs, digital copies online. I'm sure I have more than one in my electronic ebook collection. But if you want to buy a hard copy for yourself, it's finally available in an affordable copy on Lulu. Let's give you a little flip through that. The Commentaries of Al. The second book that they have, Motta's Commentaries on Liber 65, which also came out in an edition of his Equinox. I want to say that was in volume 5, number 2, if I remember correctly. First published in 79. We have a nice little short introduction here by David Burson again. And then you have again, Motta's Commentaries on Liber 65. This one was also, I think, in the $20 to $30 range. I want to say 25, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's very affordable. This is just his Commentaries on Liber 65. The Equinox Volume 5, number 2 contain this, among many other texts. So, but if you're just interested in his Commentaries on 65, this can be purchased by itself, standalone. Very affordable in comparison to the originals. Very affordable. And now for the piece de resistance, Magick Without Tears, Unexpurgated Comment, 2nd edition. This was originally published in 2 volumes. It was in the SOTO Oriflame series, and it is extremely rare and extremely expensive. I consider myself extremely lucky to have a copy, and this, I would say this is the definitive Magick Without Tears. I know Israel Regardie, when he first republished, there we go, Oriflame 6 volume 3, number 3. It's actually in 2 copies. I don't know if it ran from, I think it was volume 6, number 3, and number 4. Yeah, because this says part 1. So that would be Oriflame volume 6, number 3, and number 4 in the original publishing. And this is supposedly, oh, I like that. I like the chapter breakdown here. The unedited, unabridged, complete copy of Magick Without Tears. And here we go, see what he says here. Such repulsive convulsions of failure, such as Israel Regardie's deletions to the text of Magick Without Tears, have to be, after all, exposed. Yeah, I've heard, I haven't compared the two word for word, but I heard, from my understanding, Regardie cut out a considerable amount of text from the published version of Magick Without Tears that I'm sure everyone is familiar with. Oh, here we go. We got a whole comment concerning the editorial of the first edition. Again, if you want this volume is $65, the same as the Magick commented. Looks like we have some notes here, some comments on this too. This is it's almost, I would say almost the same size as Magick. Let me get them both here on the screen so you can see them both at the same time. Maybe. I haven't prepared too well, so I don't have a lot of desk space here with which to finagle things around. Okay. It's not quite as thick as Magick commented. And it's $65, the same as Magick commented. But $65 is a lot less than the multiple hundreds of dollars that it's going to cost you to get a copy of Oriflamme Volume 6, Number 3 and 4, if you can even find one for sale. But definitely a very fascinating and enlightening look on Crowley's Magick Without Tears. If nothing else, just for the history of, you know, back in the old wild west days of OTO and Thelema. Right now, these are the 4 copies that are up for sale on Lulu Print on Demand, being Magick commented, Magick Without Tears Unexpurgated, Commentaries on Liber 65, and Commentaries of Al. But definitely, I'm very happy. Let's see, in the original, the way they were originally published, they were in this order here. Magick Without Tears. Well, I got this backwards. Bear with me. Magick Without Tears was first. It was a volume of the Equinox. 65 was second. It was also a volume of Equinox. And then Magick Without Tears was a volume of Oriflamme. And Magick Commented was released as an edition of Oriflamme. So, if you're interested in Marcelo Motta, if you've never heard of him and are just interested in Thelema, I think these are very, his comments, he definitely provides an illuminated and initiated commentary to Crowley. This is something you won't see and you won't hear about in the OTO, I guarantee it. If I was in the OTO right now, and I would not probably even bring up the name Marcelo Motta. You're either going to get confused looks from people who've never heard of him, or if you're around any higher degree person, I'm sure you're going to get told pretty quick that we don't talk about him around here. But definitely for under $200 you can have a complete set of these. Like I said, these are the only 4 second editions right now that are up on Lulu. It looks like these were done in 2009, so they might be the only books they release. But either way, you get a complete copy of Crowley's Magic and Theory and Practice, commented by Motta, a complete unedited, abridged version of Magic Without Tears. You can get Motta's commentaries on Libra 65 and get Motta's commentaries on Libra Al. Definitely, if you're interested in the non-OTO version of Thelema or just the history of Thelema post-Crowley, which I am a huge fan of, definitely 4 books that are available. They are print on demand. They aren't the best bindings, but you know, for $65 you're getting a couple of really thickly printed books. These are somewhere around the $25-$30 range, I believe. If you're like me and sometimes you just want physical copies, you know, computers crash, hard drives go bad, power goes out, you know, I mean, I have multiple terabytes of occult ebooks, but I like to have my physical copies. I like to have my hardbacks. I like to have my print versions. Definitely will stand the test of time. But definitely, if you're interested, look into these. I will leave the link to their Lulu store in the description down below. I'm not sponsored. I'm not getting any kind of kickback from these. I just I'm gonna have a great appreciation for Motta's work, and I'm very happy to see these back in print. They have been extremely rare and extremely expensive for far too long, but I'm really glad to David Burson here to have put these together and made them available. Love is the law. Love under will.